play by Jeff Sawyer. Well, both teams enjoyed a good opening quarter, and a quarter that is, as you can see by the statistics, very close. Just 9 net yards different between the two of them. One turnover by BC was on downs. And look at that. Damon Allen with 6 for his first 7, and Matt Dunnigan was 6 for 7. So 2 former teammates in Matt Dunnigan and Damon Allen lighting it up, and they've been longtime opponents.
And the other thing about that stat doesn't show BC Lions had about 3 or 4 passes dropped already that were right on the money from Damon Allen.
Dunnigan came up just short. It's 2nd and a yard. He'd like to go deep here, you know it. They give off to Brian Walling across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Brian Walling has scored just 1 touchdown in the last 6 regular seasons in the Canadian Football League, but I know you remember a very big touchdown he scored in the 1989 playoffs.
Playing the Calgary Stampeders with the game on the line, and we ran a drop play, 2nd and 10. Walling took it 55 yards for the game's winning points and put us into the Western Final. Yes, I remember it well.
And you beat the Edmonton Eskimos the following week to advance to the Grey Cup. There's an injured Hamilton Ticat, and I believe it's Val St. Germain, who is in a great deal of pain. Val St. Germain, the first pick by the Hamilton Ticats in the 1992 CFL draft, the first pick overall, and they're checking the knee, and this would be very bad news for the Ticats.
Well, he's going to get rolled on, I believe. You're going to see it.
Oh, it's the ankle.
Right there, and that's where the injury occurs, and you can see obviously that was the ankle that bent in a position that you're not supposed to bend an ankle.
So Val St. Germain is receiving attention down on the field, and the McGill graduate, outstanding lineman of the CIAU, he is in a great deal of pain, and now the Hamilton Ticats, who need to afford Matt Dunnigan protection, may have trouble doing so. We'll come back with more on the CFL Live right after this.
Play Safeway's Touchdown to Win. If your name appears below, you may have won $300 in MasterCard Travelers checks from Bank of Montreal. Enjoy unsurpassed acceptance and replacement service worldwide. Now available in 11 major currencies. Or the new Dirt Devil Ultra Hand Vac. Twice the power and twice the convenience. Now with handy attachments on board. And the new Broom Vac. It sweeps and vacuums in one simple step. Touchdown to Win ballots. Available exclusively at all participating Safeway stores.
Great football. Great software. Join the winning team. It's unbeatable.
CFL Live on TSN. Brought to you in part by Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi has no diet aftertaste. By the Keg Steakhouse and Bar, where good friends get together to enjoy great steaks and share some fun. And by the Alliance of Canada's only full-service telecommunications companies, proud sponsors of the Canadian Olympic team.
Val St. Germain leaving the field in an obvious amount of pain. It is the right ankle that was rolled on. His place in the lineup will be taken by number 55, Doug Davies, a CFL veteran. But Val St. Germain, the first pick overall in the CFL draft 3 years ago. A big loss for the Hamilton Ticats. Doug Davies, former Calgary Stampeder, began the year in Montreal's training camp, but they released him, and Hamilton quickly snapped him up. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Dunnigan throws it to Winfield, and he's down close to a first down at the 19-yard line. And the stop once again is made by Reggie Carthon.
Well, this one isn't Brandon Hamilton's fault because David Winfield finds a hole in the zone, and it was David Maeva's zone, and that's the new guy in the linebacking corps for the BC Lions. Earl Winfield knows how to find those openings.
And Earl Winfield came into the game with 83 touchdowns.
71 receiving touchdowns, and that's 7th all time. And guess who's number 6? Alan pits in Calgary.
So a battle that'll go on. Dunnigan gets outside. Looks towards the end zone. Has a man. Incomplete. Jason Phillips thought he had the touchdown catch right in the corner of the end zone, but he is ruled out of bounds. And Dunnigan can't believe it.
Well, you're going to get a good look at it. And his feet looked like they were inbounds when the ball hit him in the chest. Now, did he have control of the football, though? He's going to come right into your screen right here, the bottom right-hand corner. Now, his feet are, well, that right toe is out.
You only need 1 foot, and it looked like the foot that was down was out of bounds.
The referee must have ruled that he did not. Ooh. Wow, I don't know. I don't know. I think Jason Phillips has an argument.
Second down now for the Ticats. Dunnigan to the end zone, jump ball. Winfield tips it up and almost made the circus catch.
Earl Winfield almost did the behind-the-back catch there. Tipped it up and caught it behind his back. I mean, you see that in basketball every now and then, but wow.
Earl Winfield almost led the league in rebounding there.
Well, he wins the jump ball, no question. But look at how high he is. And then almost catches it behind his back. I mean, hey, Brandon Hamilton would have been shaking his head saying, well, I just can't stop that.
Now Paulus Ballison from the 26-yard line. Ballison is 9 for 10 inside the 40. Missed from 42 earlier. Puts this one up and through and extends the Ticat lead to 4 points. 10:29 to go in the second quarter. Hamilton leads 11-7.
Great football. Great software. Join the winning team. It's unbeatable.
I'm Jim McKay with an update from the 2020 Global Games. Graduated hurdles rose, but Great Britain fell. Nathan Rudder grabbed the ring and the gold for the U.S. Earlier today, Caswell Fowler executed the first perfect 10 multiple board dive.
The world of sports is ever evolving, but athletes of today can choose All Sports Body Quencher for fluid replacement, unsurpassed taste, thirst-quenching flavors.
Coming up later, the record-breaking 300-meter dolphin relay.
Introducing new Maple Leaf 100% all-meat Franks with seasonings and absolutely no fillers. They're also made with quality Maple Leaf beef and pork. New Maple Leaf 100% all-meat Franks.
There haven't been many players, quarterbacks or otherwise, who run the ball better than Damon Allen. And Allen enters this game as the CFL's all-time leading rusher among quarterbacks. Tracy Ham's numbers include those against Winnipeg on Wednesday, so he comes in just 16 yards behind Allen, and Matt Dunnigan not far behind, closing in on 5,000 rushing yards all time. Dunnigan and Allen were teammates with the Edmonton Eskimos in the mid-1980s, and two of the great rushing quarterbacks in the history of the Canadian Football League. And Russ Jackson wasn't bad either. After the field goal, the Lions 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, and Corey Philpott fights his way across the 40 to the 41. The Lions rush the ball more than any team in the Canadian Football League, and do it not badly, but the problem is they haven't been able to sustain drives. Very few first downs. They average about 12 first downs a game.
Yeah, they want to involve that rushing game. They think that's one thing they can attack the Hamilton defensive front for. There's been a couple of changes up there, and without Calvin Tiggle in the middle, they definitely want to give Corey Philpott the football.
Quick drop by Allen, who throws it out there for Ted Alford, and Alford with a great move out to the 50-yard line. Don Robinson can't believe that Alford got away. That's his first catch as a BC Lion, and it's a first down.
Organization loves Ted Alford's toughness, and you could see by the way he went into that middle after catching the hitch pass that he had absolutely no fear. And believe me, That's not easy to do. He catches in there. He knows linebackers and D linemen are coming after him. He takes it up in there real tough, real hard, and then gets some extra yards with the old flip backwards behind the back flip. I give him a 9.5 on that one.
On first down, back to the ground to Corey Philpott, who runs right into the waiting arms of Joe Montford. And Montford limits the gain to a couple. Montford leads the league in special teams tackling.
Yeah, he's about 3rd or 4th in regular defensive tackles as well in the league. He's got 21, 22 right there. So they like his mobility, like his size and strength and his speed. He's 6'1", 217 pounds. But he'll hit you as well.
Corey Philpott with 5 carries for 25 yards already in this football game. 2nd and long. Here comes the rush on Allen, who'd like to run himself. Can't find any room. Gets by Joe Montford and gets the first down to the 46-yard line. Sean Millington threw the block that sprung his quarterback Damon Allen to pick up a 14 yards.
Well, just like Damon Allen, can't find any room, and then all of a sudden he does. He makes room where there is no room. Hamilton's just going to drop off, playing that conservative zone defense, and Damon Allen can't find anyone. The only guy he has a chance to throw it to was Sean Millington, who turned around and then actually picked up the block that sprung Damon Allen for the first.
To Philpott on first down, and Philpott fights his way down to the 41-yard line to pick up a 5 yards. And Corey Philpott averaging about 5 yards a carry in this game, 6 on the season. And remember, last year against the Hamilton Ticats, 134 yards rushing, 107 receiving, and a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That was the opening kickoff he took back for a touchdown. Now that's got to be the most demoralizing thing in football, to have the opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, it doesn't help your momentum. Old Mo's on the kickoff return team side right then.
2nd and 5. Allen lofts it up for Mike Trevathan, well covered by Sam Rogers, and it falls incomplete. Ron Lancaster's first game as coach of the Edmonton Eskimos. Albert Brown of Saskatchewan ran the opening kickoff back on his Eskimos for a touchdown and ran right by Lancaster.
Yeah, that's not a great way to start.
Lou Pasaglia will come on to try the field goal for the Lions, and it'll be a 49-yard try. This will be his longest field goal of the season. Pasaglia and Osbaldiston tied for the longest field goal of the year in the league, both with 47-yarders. He's 2 for 3 outside the 40.
Like fine wine, they just get better.
Punches this one through. A 49-yard field goal by Lou Pasaglia, and the Ticats lead is back to 1. 6:31 to play in the first half. 11-10 Hamilton.
If you want full office suite power at a word processor price, look no further than Corel WordPerfect Suite. Corel WordPerfect Suite includes an exceptionally intelligent word processor, an award-winning spreadsheet, amazing presentation graphics, plus business graphics and utilities, hundreds of fonts and thousands of clip art images. Corel WordPerfect Suite delivers office suite power at a word processor price.
My name is John McMulkin.
My name is Peter May.
And our company builds dinosaurs. I'm the numbers man.
I guess come in, build a dinosaur, and go home. But we have clients all over the world.
International communication via the telephone, that is our link to our clients. We have to be competitive in our pricing. Advantage helps us to save those costs that are necessary.
And ensures we don't go extinct.
Advantage, providing solutions for business.
Don Southern's Ticats lead by 1, but are missing a key player. For more on Val St. Germain, here's TSN's David Pratt on the sidelines.
Well, Gordo, the news is not good for the Ticats of Saint-Germain. The word from the doctors is that he has a broken leg. He's right now going into some x-rays. If they come back and it is broken, he is gone for the season. But right now they're keeping their fingers crossed, but it does not look good for Saint-Germain. Back to you, Gordo.
Thank you, David. Val Saint-Germain, the first pick overall in the 94 CFL draft, has been outstanding for the Ticats, who will miss him. They start here after the field goal from their own 35. Dunnigan from the shotgun, looking up the sidelines for Winfield, who broke in when the ball went out. And Brandon Hamilton could barely believe his good luck as the ball just missed him.
Well, Winfield's had a couple of injury problems throughout this season. Hasn't been in there for every snap. And obviously, they weren't on the same page, Dunnigan and Earl Winfield, on that play.
You can see the clover on the helmets of both the BC and Hamilton players in honor of Creighton O'Malley, the BC Lion equipment man who passed away last November. Dunnigan's pass is complete for Earl Winfield this time, and once again working on Brandon Hamilton, that great matchup, and it's another first down up to the 54-yard line.
Well, that was a pretty simple play. You just get back in the huddle, and Dunnigan goes to Winfield. Oh, okay. If you're going to go in, well, then I'll throw it in, and we'll complete that one.
It's not just a running battle between Earl Winfield and Brandon Hamilton. It's a running conversation. And you can see the clover in honor of Creighton O'Malley. Dunnigan just threw that away, but he was fortunate there was a receiver in the area, Brian Walling. Earl Winfield has now moved into 10th on the CFL's all-time receiving list. As of that last catch, Earl now has 9,046 yards past James Murphy of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You talk about players like Don Narcisse who are underrated. Earl Winfield was selected to the All-Canadian team last year for the first time in his career.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Now, Winfield has his injury problems throughout the year, but it's because he plays hurt all the time. One of the toughest receivers in the Canadian Football League.
On second down, Dunnigan. Lots of air on this one. Bert Thornton made the catch. At the 17-yard line, Fernando Thomas can't believe it. Bert Thornton with his second catch. And it's a big one, a pickup of 39 yards.
This is where that big 6'2" frame comes in handy. Dunnigan's just going to throw it up, and we've seen him do it to some great receivers throughout the year. You think of David Williams and Murph Fernandez and some of his past teams, but wow. This year, 1996, is Bert Thornton, and he comes up with the nice catch with Fernando Thomas all over him, hands on the football, and he hangs on.
Now, 1st and 10 for the Ticats. Dunnigan, lots of time. Has a man wide open. It's Matt Cody. And Cody across the 10 to about the 9. Brandon Hamilton comes up to make the stop. And Matt Cody will be very close to a first down. He had 2 touchdown catches in each of the first 2 games, but none since.
Cody is right over here in your picture. He's just going to run that quick out pattern in front of the zone defense, catch it, and by the time Reggie Carthon gets there, he gets a good yardage.
Matt Dunnigan dives straight ahead and has a first down. Sure. Your telestrator kind of has a mind of its own tonight. Huh?
That's putting in lines that I'm definitely not drawing.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, Matt Dunnigan dives straight ahead, and now 1st and goal for the Ticats. 4:10 to play in the second quarter. Now, if Don Southern had his way, they'd run the ball 3 times here.
Yeah, but Matt Dunnigan's calling the plays, so I think they'll pass it 3.
Dunnigan very rarely lines up under center anymore. From the shotgun. Looking to the end zone. Incomplete. He threw a one-hopper to the shortstop, Ted Long, and it falls incomplete.
And he had the guy he wanted because Fernando Thomas had floated back too deep in the zone, and Ted Long was sitting wide open right at the goal line. You see Thomas, he comes up, but he's floated inside to the middle. He was up there on Jason Phillips, or excuse me, Burton Thornton. That left Ted Long open. He just couldn't get him the ball.
Dunnigan 12 for 18 passing. Already has a touchdown throw to his credit. Whoa, he got buried. Shelton Quarles. His 3rd sack of the year is a big one. And Hamilton will have to try a field goal.
Second on the team in tackles, has a couple of tackles for losses so far in 1996. He comes off the blitz, and that's what this defense gives you. You're not sure who's coming on any given play. Matt Dunigan has no chance. Shelton Quarles goes in untouched.
Hamilton entered the game with 17 quarterback sacks allowed, worst in the Canadian Football League. Now Paulus Balderson from the 22-yard line to restore Hamilton's 4-point lead, which he does. But the Ticats have to be disappointed after they had it 1st and goal at the 7. They settled for 3.
Boy, you talk about momentum, Gord. You're absolutely right. I think the momentum, when you do that, switches to the defensive side of the ball, who's now the BC Lions, and their offense comes on feeling pretty good about what just happened. Maybe they stole a little momentum from Hamilton.
So Don Sutherland's Ticats with a 14-10 lead and 3:18 to play. And Sutherland's somewhat concerned about how his team would respond after getting shellacked by the Calgary Stampeders last week. And that's a problem that a lot of teams, I think, are going to have this year.
Yeah. It's one of those seasons, again, when you look at the Calgary lineup, you go, I don't know if they're going to lose. You know, I mean, do they have the perfect season? It's early. But it's not unrealistic.
Well, at least
for
you're
them.
not putting pressure on them. From the 35. The pass goes over to Mario Bailey, and not much to work with there. Let's compare the two quarterbacks here. It's interesting. Matt Dunigan loves to work from the shotgun, and Damon Allen does not. And that's something we'll talk about when we come back. We've hit the 3-minute warning with Hamilton leading at 14-10.
If you want full office suite power at a word processor price, look no further than Corel WordPerfect Suite. Corel WordPerfect Suite includes an exceptionally intelligent word processor, an award-winning spreadsheet, amazing presentation graphics, plus business graphics and utilities, hundreds of fonts and thousands of clip art images. Corel WordPerfect Suite delivers office suite power at a word processor price.
6 o'clock already? What to make?
Maple Leaf makes great meals easy.
Chicken Caesar. It's quick. Wait. Oriental stir fry. Exotic. Pasta? They love Italian. Sweet and sour chicken. Or maybe fajitas.
Maple Leaf Chicken Fixins. Lean strips of fully cooked seasoned chicken ready in minutes. Try the recipes included or create your own. Original, Oriental, and Italian. Maple Leaf Chicken Fixins. Great meals made easy.
Hello? Hello? Are you in there? Oh, ever wonder how some mechanics can quote you a package price on brakes without even seeing your car? Well, at Midas, the technicians aren't psychic. They always do a free written inspection first. And the price they quote is the price you pay. It's guaranteed. Just like the word. Midas, the way it should be. I see millions of people driving to Midas.
You drink Pepsi, you collect points. You get Pepsi stuff. Pepsi stuff. People who drink it get it.
Welcome back to the stadium at BC Place. Why doesn't Damon Allen like the shotgun, Glenn?
Well, because I think Damon Allen's #1 play in the playbook is the old Sally Ran. That's the play-action pass to Corey Philpott, and then he can sprint out. You have to do that from underneath the center.
Guess what he just did? He lined up with a shotgun. On 2nd and 10, under pressure, Allen floats it out there for Philpott, who's got a long way to go. Oh, and he won't get there. Rob Hitchcock really popped him. He picks up maybe 5, but it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Lions. So just as we say, he never does it. Damon Allen goes to the shotgun, but he really doesn't do it much.
No, he doesn't.
As opposed to someone like Damon or Matt Dunigan or Doug Flutie. I mean, Doug Flutie might let it up under center 5 times a game.
Yeah, no, they love the shotgun. It gives them the extra time back in the pocket, but not Damon Allen because of his great running ability, too. I mean, not to say that, you know, Dunigan or Doug Flutie can't run the football, but Damon Allen's more like a running back. He likes to take it from underneath the center.
Lou Pasaglia back to punt. Just his 2nd punt of the football game. And it's taken by Jason Kaiser back at the 20-yard line. Got a big block to send him around the corner and gets out to about the 35-yard line. Jason Kaiser got a big block from Dean Noel, and that sent him out around the corner. And a 51-yard punt by Pasaglia is brought back 16. So Matt Dunigan brings it back out, coming off his best year as a CFL quarterback. Led the league in yards, passing, and touchdown passing last year as a Birmingham Barracuda. And, well, Matt Dunigan moving up on Normie Kwong in the all-time rushing TDs department. But you know what? I don't think anybody will ever catch George Reed.
Those guys are running backs, and he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the difference there.
Dunigan wants to go over the top for Earl Winfield, battling, and it falls incomplete. Brandon Hamilton was with him step for step, but the safety man, Tom Europe, came over as well. And Matt Dunigan, who throws the deep ball as well as anyone. Look at Earl talking to the BC bench.
Well, he's also looking at the official there saying there's a little grabbing going on, and then he says to Brandon Hamilton, hey, that's okay if you can get away with it. You're going to see the matchup right here. Right now it's about Winfield 3, Hamilton nothing, but hey, Hamilton gets on the board right there. Now it's Winfield 3, Hamilton 1.
No, it's Hamilton 14, BC 10.
Okay.
Dunigan has missed 6 of his last 9 passes. Fires it over the middle and complete to Bert Thornton. A foot race as Thornton dives down to the 47-yard line, narrowly avoiding the nickelback, Maurice Kelly. And it's a first down for the Ticats after the pickup of 26 yards.
Well, this is scouting for Matt Dunigan and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They know that the BC Lions are going to be in the majority of man-to-man defense. They try to run the switch there, but Andre Strode had got caught up and locked up on his man, didn't hear the switch call from Fernando Thomas, and was a step behind.
On first down.
Whoa.
Pump fake. Dunigan gets away. And now it's a scramble. Tom Europe comes over and just trips up Dunigan, who dives ahead to the 38-yard line, very close to a first down. Tom Europe comes over on his 26th birthday to make the stop. Happy birthday, Tom.
He was wishing that birthday present was to hold him short, but it looks like they're going to get the first down. Dunigan does a great job of, first of all, just eluding Johnny Scott. He comes up right there, almost untouched, and just gets a piece of Dunigan. He holds his ground and then sprints out. Sees no one downfield open, so just tucks it under and takes off. He's holding that ball like a quarterback, though. He's got to be careful about that.
He's always done that. He did get the first down, and Hamilton goes to the hurry-up offense. Draw play, Brian Walling. And look at Walling go. Down to the 31-yard line. Maurice Kelly and Andre Strode come up to make the stop. Pickup of 6 yards for Brian Walling.
Well, Walling's basically a special teams player. Of course, he gets the start, and talked about it earlier how the last time he started was in 1992 when he was an Edmonton Eskimo. He said, now it's one thing to start, but I'm still on all the special teams.
Yeah, so he doesn't get that break.
Yeah, so now he's got to do it all, and he knows he's going to be winded by the end of the game.
Flags are down. Dunigan fires it out there for Matt Cody, and Cody finally pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Reggie Carthon thought he got him, then Brandon Hamilton came over to finish him off. With 1:06 to go in the first half, there's flags down. It looks like it was offside.